Why hello there beautiful people, welcome back to Crayniaq Gaming, and I'd like to welcome each and every one of you to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers franchise here on Madden 20. Now, before we get into it, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the sub button if you're new, and also make sure you guys click on that notification bell to be a part of the notification gang. And we gonna keep it rolling, guys. Now, I announced about a week or so ago that Tampa Bay was the team that I'm gonna be using for this franchise. Now, there are a lot of really good reasons. I mean, Tampa is definitely going to be one of the more daunting rebuilds you have. They still have a few really good players on the team, but most of them are heading towards the twilight of their careers. So, you might see a lot of trades within the first two seasons. I mean, we did see that with the Jets franchise, but it's going to have to be similar for me to get this team to be competitive, especially in the NFC South, which is one of the toughest divisions in the NFL. But let's get into it, guys. So, Tampa Bay is going to be bought, in storyline obviously, by a man named Raymond Lavelle. Now, Mr. Lavelle is a lifelong Tampa Bay resident. He's a huge Buccaneers fan, a huge Rays fan as well. Also a huge Lightning fan, can't forget about those guys. But just a huge Tampa Bay sports fan in general. Now, he's kind of a trust fund baby, but he's definitely putting the work that he's needed to put in to be a very successful multimillionaire. And he finally decided that he's tired of the direction that the Buccaneers are going into and has decided to buy the Bucs from the Glazer family to hopefully get him in the right direction. Now, fret not, Buccaneers fans, because Mr. Lavelle has no plans on moving the team from Tampa. He plans on bringing another championship to the Bay Area, and only time will tell if he'll be able to do so. Now, the Buccaneers' new head coach is none other than Bruce Arians, the former Arizona Cardinals head coach. He's known as the quarterback whisperer because he's coached guys like Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, Andrew Luck, just to name a few guys. But the big question is, will he be able to salvage the career of Jameis Winston? Now, Jameis, who was amazing in college his freshman season, since then has just really not panned out the way that Tampa Bay had hoped when they drafted him #1 overall in 2015. He had a good first two seasons. Tampa didn't make the playoffs, but the past two seasons have been really disappointing. And if Winston can't get it together this year, then Tampa Bay might have to look at their 7th round pick, Lewis Gibson. Yup, Lewis Gibson from the Baltimore State Dynasty was selected in the 7th round by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, signed a 4-year deal with Tampa in the offseason, and he could look to be the new starter in Tampa. But first he has to beat out Blaine Gabbert for the backup quarterback position. We'll talk more about that later. And at running back, we got Peyton Barber. He's heading into his 4th year out of Auburn, and he's improved his rushing totals every season outside of the yard per carry average. That's gone down a little bit, but 234 carries, 871 yards, and 5 touchdowns, and only 1 fumble last season. So those numbers aren't too bad. I'd like to get him more involved with the passing game, as he only had 20 receptions for 92 yards and a touchdown last year, his longest reception being 10 yards. And we also have Andre Ellington, who played for BA back in Arizona. He's 30 years old. I don't know how much he can really contribute at this point. He might end up getting cut, to be honest with you. And that would mean our backup running back would be Ronald Jones II, coming into his 2nd year out of USC. And I'd like to get him more involved with the offense. Only 23 carries last year in 9 games. But of course, our biggest weapon on offense is Mike Evans. I mean, this dude is just an absolute stud. He's the only guy on the team with a superstar X-Factor ability and 2 superstar abilities, so you're going to be hearing his name a lot in this series. He's at 1,000 yards every season, and last year was statistically his best. 86 receptions, 1,524 yards, and 8 touchdowns. We'll have to see if he can duplicate that this year. Then we also have Chris Godwin, who's now moving into the #2 receiver spot with the departure of Deshaun Jackson and Adam Humphries. He definitely had a much better 2nd year after a pretty decent rookie year, 800 yards and 7 touchdowns on 59 receptions, and he'll probably look to do even more than that this year. And then we got Brashad Perryman, the new addition to the Buccaneers receiving corps. He's been really disappointing since he was drafted in the 1st round by Baltimore. Only 5 touchdowns in 4 years, hasn't really played very much, but hopefully Tampa might be able to get something out of him. And since we got Lewis Gibson, it's only right that we also sign Jacob Spain, the undrafted free agent, the speedster, the return man. We'll see what he can do with this Tampa Bay offense. Then we have O.J. Howard, of course, the starting tight end out of Alabama. Now, statistically speaking, he hasn't done as much as everybody thought he would do, but he's still a very good tight end. I would say he's getting up there into the top 10, honestly. Only time will tell if he's able to crack the top 10 and eventually be like one of the best. Then we got Cameron Brate, who had a great 2016 campaign, but after that, Tampa Bay still decided to draft a tight end in O.J. Howard, and since then, every year, Brate's production has dropped, but he's still really dependable, and it's like, we'll run a lot of double tight this year. So our weapons look really good, but now looking at the offensive line, our left tackle, Donovan Smith, only a 67 overall. That's a little scary there. Ali Marpet is definitely the best offensive lineman we have right now. 88 overall, only 26 years old, so definitely plenty of time to improve on that. Ryan Jensen, not a bad center at 77 overall. Could do a lot better, but we definitely could do worse as well. Then we got 264 overall right guards. Cap is probably going to start because he's younger. Then we got DeMar Dotson, who I'm going to look to replace because he's 33. Now we go to defense. We got William Golston, who's going to be starting at left end. He played all 16, but only started 2, and he only had 13 tackles all season with 1 sack. On the other side, we got NDAMUKONG Suh, who the Buccaneers pick up from the Rams. And Suh's definitely up there in age. He's 32 now. Not as productive as he has been in the past, but still had 82 tackles and 4 sacks, which is really great for a defensive lineman, honestly. Did have 4 deflections as well. Can't wait to use him. Then we got Vita Vea in the middle. Now, he's the only defensive tackle on the roster right now. He had 3 sacks and 35 tackles, but Mitch Unrain was actually signed as soon as I did the practices you're going to see in just a moment, so he'll be the backup there. Then we got Shaquille Barrett at left outside linebacker heading into his 5th year. Now, his rookie season kind of set the bar high for him, and he hasn't really met that bar yet, but hopefully in year 5 he's able to do that. And then we got Lavonte David, the captain of the defense, at middle linebacker, and he is definitely the leader of this squad. He flies around from sideline to sideline, gets all kinds of tackles, hasn't had an interception in a couple of years. Let's see if we can change that. But now David has a mentee. He has Devin White, who can definitely mentor and develop into a great linebacker. And with Tampa Bay moving into a 3-4 defense, I mean, it's just perfect. It's a perfect storm for Devin White, honestly. I think he'll do great things in this franchise. Behind them, we got Kendall Beckwith, we got Dayon Buchanan, and a few other guys who are not really noteworthy. Then at right outside linebacker, Jason Pierre-Paul is probably going to be on IR this year. Of course, in real life, he broke his back or his neck or whatever, so he's not going to be playing this year more than likely. So that means Noah Spence is going to start at right outside linebacker. Since his rookie season, he really hasn't done much at all. Didn't even have a sack last year in 12 games. And at cornerback, definitely something we're going to have to look towards the future with. We got Vernon Hargraves, who's been an absolute disappointment so far in his career. Still 2 years on his contract, and he did miss all last year with a shoulder injury. But Tampa Bay did go out and draft a corner in Sean Murphy-Bunting. And I don't know much about him, honestly. We're going to find out a lot about him in preseason because he's the number 2 corner. Then we got Justin Evans at free safety. Not the best free safety in the world skill-wise, but definitely has potential as a playmaker. We'll have to see if he can reach that potential in the next 2 years. And at strong safety, we're not looking very good. We got MJ Stewart Jr., Isaiah Johnson, Jordan Whitehead, and 2 other guys that aren't really noteworthy either. And at kicker, we got a little competition here between Matt Gay and Cairo Santos. Gay is a rookie out of Utah, and Santos, he's a 5-year veteran who played for the Chiefs, Rams, and Bears. And a punter, I got a familiar face to me at least, Bradley Pinion. He was my punter when I did the 49ers stream series. But anyways, that's pretty much all the key guys for year 1. And hopefully 4 years to come after that, as we watch a little bit of like the drills where you get all the XP and whatnot, and we'll watch a little bit of practice as well while I'm talking about the team. Now, the reason I picked Tampa Bay over the other teams that I had, I mean, it comes down to a lot of different things. I mean, you look at this offense, they have really good playmakers, but the offensive line needs a lot of work. And, you know, as you guys know, as you guys were able to tell over the past few years, I like to be able to pick my own quarterback. That being said, I have some options. I mean, obviously, for those of you guys who don't know, I'm a huge Florida State fan. And where did Jameis Winston go to college? Florida State. So, developing him into what he should be, what a lot of people feel like he should be, could be an option. Then I also added Lewis Gibson from the Baltimore State dynasty to the mix. If you guys aren't unfamiliar with the Baltimore State dynasty, I'll post the playlist in the description. You guys can go check it out. Gibson was a quarterback for years 1 and 2. He was the original starting quarterback for Baltimore State, so definitely check that out. But that being said, Gibson could definitely take over if Winston starts struggling early. I mean, if the season's lost at a certain point, then we'll just move over to Gibson, see what he can do for the year before we decide to draft a QB. So yeah, QB definitely needs to be worked on. We'll work that out over the next year or so. Running back, I like Peyton Barber. I hope he could be the running back of the future, but I don't know if he's that. Same with Ronald Jones II. It's definitely not Andre Ellington because he's 30 years old, and you know running backs don't have a very long shelf life. And honestly, I'm good on a receiver with Evans, Godwin, and either Perryman and Spain. I think those 4 will be fine. If I got to add another receiver, I will. Tight end with Howard and Braid is fine as well. That offensive line definitely needs to be worked on. And that would probably be a point of emphasis in the year 1 offseason. Same with D-line in general. I mean, Vea's fine at nose tackle, but Sue's getting up there in age. I don't know how long he's going to be good for this defense. And GHOLSTON is just not very good at all. So those 2 are definitely going to have to be replaced at a certain point. Outside linebacker, same. I mean, inside linebacker, I'm fine with LAVONTE David for a few years. Maybe he'll last the whole series. I don't know yet. But Devin White, definitely the future there. And just secondary in general, I like Justin Evans. But, I mean, aside from the fact that he's a Gator, I don't really like Vernon Hargreaves. We'll have to see what we can get out of Sean Murphy-Bunting as well. And strong safety definitely needs to be addressed. Maybe I'll pick up Jonathan Cyprien. That actually is a good idea. I might just do it, honestly. But, I mean, this Buccaneers team definitely needs a lot of work. And I can see a lot of different bigger YouTubers doing Tampa Bay Buccaneers franchises. I already know Avengers doing one. But at the same time, I'm not worried about it. Like I said before on Twitter and on Discord, I'm not really worried about who else is using the Buccaneers. I mean, Hurricane can use the Buccaneers if he wants. I mean, if Swami wants to come back to making content and he wants to continue the Bucs from last year, then he totally can do that as well. That's not going to stop me from using this team because my rebuild is probably going to be a whole lot different from theirs, honestly. So I can't really worry about that. I mean, no disrespect to anybody with that mentality. I just don't think it's a strong mentality to have. I got to go into it like, hey, he might do a Buccaneers franchise, but mine's going to be a lot better. Maybe I won't get the same amount of views, but I can't back down just because other YouTubers are using the Buccaneers. I mean, this is a very attractive team to use. I can't be mad at nobody for using them. I mean, the Buccaneers aren't my team. There are only 32 teams in the NFL, and only a few of them are really rebuildable, so let's go, man. I'm ready to get this series started. I'm really excited about this game. And look at that beautiful catch by Mike Evans. Man, I'm going to love throwing the ball to him in this series. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video, man. Again, I cannot wait to get started with this franchise. Episode 1 is actually going to go up tomorrow. That's how excited I am about this. And Sacramento State will probably come out on Sunday, and then Baltimore State on Monday. Well, we'll have to see, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the sub button if you're new. Also, click on the notification bell to join the notification gang. And if you guys like what I do and you want to support the channel in a more personal way, consider becoming a patron. Even $1 a month helps me out exponentially. But like I always say, guys, donations and patronage is totally not required. It's very much appreciated, as always, though. But now I'm going to shout out all the channels that are patrons of mine. Shout out to FG Franchise Gaming. As you guys know, he's actually doing a Redskins franchise. So the same way I'm kind of like taking over the Buccaneers for Swami from last year, FG is kind of taking over the Redskins for me from last year as well. So shout out to FG. Make sure you guys go check out not only his Redskins franchise, but he's going to be doing a lot of rebuilds on his channel as well. Make sure you guys go check him out. Go check out my boy V-Dub Productions as well. He does a couple of stream series with NBA 2K18 and MLB The Show. He's also running a Road to the Show with a guy named Kermit Jumbo, who's a pitcher. So go check him out. V-Dub's a real cool guy. I love him. Go check out my boy Zach Brader. He recently did a cover to Old Town Road, and it's blowing up right now. I mean, he's a very talented guitarist and singer, so go sub to Brader as well. I mean, Colin and Joshua don't really do much of anything on YouTube, so I guess I'll plug their Twitters or something like that, but go check those guys out as well. Colin's hilarious, very supportive of me. Same with Joshua. Josh literally retweets every one of my tweets. I mean, those guys are amazing. And also, I'm going to give a shout out to my boys from Team Franchise. We're going to go down the list. Go check out SEP, who's actually the founder of Team Franchise. He's going to be doing a Broncos franchise for Madden 20, so definitely check him out. We also got Octagonal Gaming, who's going to be doing a Lions franchise this year, so make sure you guys go check him out. Then we got FG, who I already mentioned. He's doing a Redskins franchise. Check FG out. My man, Father Chise. Then we got Royal and Poison, who I don't know if he's doing a Madden franchise, but he does have MLB The Show. He's doing a Royals franchise, and then he's doing a Dynasty with Wake Forest as well, and then another Dynasty for NCAA Basketball 10 with Illinois. Go check him out. Then we got my boy Legion of Nerds, my man Older Me. Shout out to AP, by the way. He's doing a rebuild with Syracuse, like going off his old Syracuse dynasty. But yeah, go check Legion out. Then we got Gold Egos Gaming, aka Gold Glover 7, a guy who I've been following for a very long time. He has a whole lot of different series. Just take your pick. You're going to find something you like on his channel. Go check him out. And then we got Husky Nation TV, who's going to be doing a Panthers franchise. He has a lot of different series on his channel as well, so make sure you guys go check him out. But that's pretty much it for everybody in Team Franchise. But also go check out my boy Lane, aka Headstrong. He's going to be doing a lot of rebuilds, and he's definitely your go-to for rebuilds on Madden 20. Link's going to be in the description, and me and him might be collabing on some stuff this year too. I don't know. We're going to have to see. And also go check out my boy Husker Ninja as well. And last but not least, shout out to my boy Gavin, aka EnderBrian8879. Go sub to him as well. He does a lot of different things. He's actually doing his own call league type thing on YouTube, so go check him out. And then also go check out your boy AP85. AP is definitely a big supporter of the channel. Actually edited a video for me a while ago, but now I was just kind of focusing on his own stuff. Go check him out. But damn, I done shouted out all my patrons. I done shouted out Team Franchise. I shouted out all my friends. I mean, shout out to Parham as well. Y'all probably know Parham if y'all follow my channel. But Parham has done a lot for my channel, so it's only right I give him a shout out. So if for whatever reason you're not subbed to Parham, make sure you guys go sub to him. The link to his channel is going to be in the description as well. And that's going to be it for the shout outs. That's going to be it for the video. You guys have yourselves a wonderful rest of your day, night, or whenever you're watching this. And like I always say, guys, no matter what happens, make sure you guys keep that mofo rolling. And I'm out of here. Deuces.
God, they tryna turn me to a monster. Every year I'm a conquer. Okay, see, I bring the thunder. Walking in humble, Ali Muhammad. Sting you like Bumble. Running with pride. 10 over, eyes to a bliss. I don't fumble blind.